In 2015, we would have started off with $1,000 and won $2,200. And over the years, up until 2022, our $1,000 investment would have turned into nearly $30,000. That's a 30x return. Hello everybody, welcome to the course. Today we're going to be talking about the Eurovision Song Contest and how we can use the investor model strategy to provide interesting betting opportunities. My name is Dr. Michael Gibson. In this first part, we'll be talking about the timeline of the Eurovision Song Contest cycle and also introducing the investor model and different concepts related to betting position sizing and risk management. As a disclaimer, this is not financial advice. I'm not a qualified financial advisor. This course is for entertainment and educational purposes only, as betting on Eurovision is high risk and you do have the potential to lose all of your funds. It's important to do your own research, go through the course, understand the investor model strategy and how you can implement these tips and tricks into your own betting strategies. By the end of this course, you should be able to understand how to compile the investor model. You should be able to confidently execute the strategy to give yourself the best chance to make a profit at Eurovision every year. And you should have an appreciation for financial viability and have an appreciation for a healthy mental state in order to return to next year's edition. It's going to be a long and challenging road ahead, and some concepts you might be able to immediately grasp, but others may take days, even months. So feel free to go back and rewatch these videos, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them on the Udemy page. So what's so great about betting on music? Where's the betting opportunity here? Well, music is very powerful. It allows us to express ourselves and recreate memories that words cannot express. Music has such a strong emotional connection that it can regulate our mood, reduce stress. It even transcends cultures, borders, barriers, and brings people together. My favourite Eurovision songs are 1944 by Jamala. She represented Ukraine in 2016 and she won the contest. My other favourite song is Fire Amore by Diodato. He represented Italy in 2020, but unfortunately the contest was cancelled due to COVID. When I think about these Eurovision songs, they inspire so much passion in me. I have such a strong emotional connection to them. I'd be willing to defend them in any online poll, even if nobody thinks much of them. And this is why we have such an inefficient betting market, where the odds pricing is not always accurate. Music is intangible. It means different things to different people. With over 40 songs, all with their different fans, these fans love these songs so much they'd be willing to bet money on them. And this creates a mispricing, especially for the songs that have the most winning potential. This is where we find the winning edge. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a full-time dentist practicing in Melbourne, Australia, and I'm a qualified performance pianist and a musical theorist. I'm also involved in financial markets, including the share market, cryptocurrencies, property, commodities. And in terms of betting, I've always had an interest in horse racing, sports and politics betting. I started betting on the Melbourne Cup horse racing back in 2009, and instead of betting on random horses or whatever the mainstream media is horses promoting, I decided to create an investor model to predict which horses would overperform and do well just based on the data. The aim was not to necessarily pick the winning horse. The aim was to make a profit using several defensive strategies, which involve the horse coming in the top 5 or top 10. The Melbourne Cup investor model has predicted the winning horse 4 times since 2009 and has predicted several placings every year. In the 2022 edition of the Melbourne Cup investor model ranked this horse High Emotion as the best horse to place bets on. While High Emotion did not win the Cup, I had several placed bets on the horse to come in the top 10 and top 5. Luckily, High Emotion performed very well. The horse came third, and I still made a profit, even though I did not predict the winner. Having created a successful Melbourne Cup investor model, in 2014 I discovered Eurovision for the first time. I was at a gym on a treadmill, and I saw Conchita from Austria winning the contest on the TV screens. I did a search for her winning performance, and I thought, wow, very, very incredible. I wondered if I could create an investor model for Eurovision. I wondered if it could just be as successful as the Melbourne Cup. So after much research, going through all of the data, I created the Eurovision Investor Model and the strategy. The Eurovision Investor Model has successfully predicted the Song Contest winner every year since 2015. And while horse racing has had a high risk to high reward ratio and it's returned my biggest single wins, Eurovision has provided a larger total gain over the years with impressive compounded returns. And it's much more lucrative to bet on, especially if you have a longer term time frame. So over here, this is an example of my biggest winning bet. Some of the bet is about politics, with Joe Biden to win the presidential election in 2020. And this multi-bet also involved Twilight Payment winning the Melbourne Cup, which he did. I bet $353 and I was able to win over $32,000. That's nearly a 100 times return on my investment. This shows you the power of having an investor model to give you that winning edge. If we have a look at the Eurovision investor model and its returns over time, if we have $1,000 and we bet on Eurovision each year since 2015, $1,000, and we followed the investor model results to predict the winner. In 2015, we would have started off with $1,000 and won $2,200. And over the years, up until 2022, our $1,000 investment would have turned into nearly $30,000. That's a 30x return. In 2015, we would have bet on Sweden at $2.20. 2016, we would have bet on Ukraine at $12. 2017, Portugal, $3.50. 2018, Israel, $5.50. 2019, Netherlands, $1.80. 2021, Italy at $3.40. And 2022, Ukraine at $1.30. The Eurovision Investor Model predicted all of these countries to win the contest. What's interesting is that this chart doesn't include the place bets, which were also placed. It also indicates to you that if, for whatever reason, we failed in several years, so let's say in 2 or 3 years, we lost that $1,000, we still would have been profitable over that 7-year time frame. We still would have outperformed the share market.